Okay, so we're coming up past Dad's old home, which is a prison. And no, he was not
where that brick building
a prisoner.
is. Where this grass is in the front here. This was where we used to live. That's where the homes were. They've taken the homes down now.
It used to be. I thought it used to be a Queensland.
It was, and the old timber homes have been taken down, and this is still a correctional centre. It's still prison property, so you got to keep out. But we were over there, and where that white building is, David, my father put in a tennis court and a swimming pool just for the staff, which is essentially just for us, for the family. There was a ring road that you can see the ring road, and you can see the administration block over there. A little story there. One of the prisoners was teaching me how to make a table, and we were laminating the table. It was a compass. Anyway, it needed a sheet of glass, and lo and behold, he was our gardener, but he was also the gardener for the administration building. And just at the time I needed the glass, a stone broke the window, which was a big plate glass window in that administration building. And the next day he came up to me and said, "Brian, I have the glass here for your table." Fantastic guy. And that same cat burglar, by the way, and he was a cat burglar, so he had muscles on muscles and tats on tats. He was institutionalised, which is a real shame. So he couldn't actually stay out of prison. He stole a friend's something from his friend to get back into prison. The other thing that was about this, a couple of stories on this prison farm, I competed in a Christmas time. They had an athletics carnival down in this prison farm, and I competed in a distance race. I think it was a 400 metres or an 800, and I got third place. And the prisoners got cigarettes as prizes, but my father obviously wouldn't let me accept any cigarettes as a prize, so I got no prize. But that same cat burglar, I got third place in that race. The same cat burglar came up a day or so later, as he was doing our garden, and he just came to us. We had a fridge underneath the house, and he said, "Brian, this is from the prisoners. Put it into your fridge and don't tell your mother." And it was some jam and some cheese. So yeah, very good of them. We used to muster cattle here with the prisoners. Yeah, as growing up with kids, I had rifle on the prison farm, would you believe? And it was just a great life. And down the bottom was the dairy. Now my father, your grandfather, established this prison, so he set it up as a farm. You can see it's quite a big complex. So you can see right at the back there, there's another section to it. Can you see right at the back there, David? And he was the first one to establish it, and he got a lot of the locals in to provide advice on how to run a prison farm. And as a kid growing up, we had no fear of the prisoners, no fear of any problem.
Do you reckon that's a prisoner?
That is a prisoner there now, yeah. So, yeah, but we've got to keep out now. It's all prison property, and of course, and down here, this was the dairy. This was the dairy part down here. So it looks like it's still got cattle yards. I'm not sure if it's a dairy anymore.
It's set up for it.
They are the old yards. So, and we had horses here. We had our own horses. My sister and I had our own horses here. So your Auntie Trish and I.
Cool.
And down here were lucerne paddocks. And I remember setting up snares for catching kangaroos, which no longer are these lucerne paddocks. So I would explore all these creeks on my own with my either a 22 or an air rifle, and I just had an absolute ball as a kid growing up. So all through this creek area here I've explored. And further down, we used to go to the Fitzroy River. So if I kept going on this road, we'd go down to the Fitzroy River. We won't today. And I used to swim across the Fitzroy, and we would also collect agate, type of rock, like an orangey coloured rock. But yes, I had a good time growing up in this area, I must say. Coming into the little township of Etna Creek, and in here, this is Etna Creek. In here was your grandfather's watering hole. So he used to like to come here and have a beer. Just here in the pub.
Oh, good.
And at the Caves pub. And he'd try and recruit staff.
Mm.
And then the general store is where we used to buy sweets and lollies and stuff. That was great.
And still here.
And this little dance hall
50
here.
years on.
Yep.
The dance hall's still
And
here
this
too.
one here, I used to have to come here to chaperone my sister,
Oh,
your
brilliant.
Auntie Pat. And yeah, I can't say I really enjoyed that part of it. And then you have to dance with these old ladies who used to do the progressive barn dance. And that wasn't for me. But
It's amazing that all these places are still here.
yeah,
The pub,
that
the
hasn't
lolly shop,
changed, has it?
and the whole, like
Yeah.
that whole area is probably what you remember it to be.
But what I remember more was my friend Trevor and I would go into Etna Creek up here into the caves area, and we would explore. And they had two cave systems. One was called Olson's and one was called Camus. Oh, by the way, Jean and Mark, your Auntie Jean and Uncle Mark, went to the cave school. They went to that
cool.
school for primary school.
Oh, nice.
So anyway, I was just continuing that story. So up here into Mount Etna, Trevor and I used to explore, and we used to use my mother's wool to lay the line, so we knew how to get out, and all we had was candles as kids. We didn't have torches.
Jeez.
So not that torches existed, but we just didn't have the money as kids to buy them. So we would just take candles, and some of the shafts go straight down. And well, I'm surprised we didn't kill ourselves. It is risky. No helmets, nothing else. We just go in.
Are these the same caves we're going
We wouldn't
now?
go. These would be set up for tourism, but we would get in from granite in the side of the rock. So we'd just be climbing over Mount Etna, find a crevice in the rocks, and sneak our way in. That's how we got in. And Mount Etna was mined for bat guano. So it's mined for bat poo, basically, for fertiliser.
Amazing.
So, you know, there's limestone caves dotted throughout here. This
So
area.
you're a
There's
local to
caves
this
through.
area?
Once, David, we were climbing through. Trevor and I were climbing through the caves, and we ended up appearing when there was a cave tour going on. So we kind of appeared out of this crevice, and there's a cave tour going on.
So Capricorn Caves was running tours back then too.
Yeah, it was Camus Caves and Olson Caves, and you could get a choice of either one.
Yeah.
Or you could go on Brian's Adventure Tours, another one of Brian's Adventure Tours, and I'd take you in, and who knows where we'd end up.
There's Camus Caves,
there's
right?
Camus Caves, and then there's Olson's Caves. But also, I think Camus took over Olson's or something.
Yeah, okay.
They just joined them all up.
Cool.
But yeah, you can see from my voice, I'm excited about being here again.
Yeah, it's good. Look forward to climbing the caves in a second.
But you know, you just go up a mountain
you
like
can
that,
see
find granite sections, and there'll be a crevice, and you just find your way in the crevice.
a bit like Minecraft.
Except you don't have all the safety equipment.
Yeah.
Mother's wool and
it's
a
amazing.
candle.
It's amazing.
Here at the Capricorn Caves. It's still called Olson's. So, Olson's and Camus. Yep.
Not with a wool string and candle, but
No, not with my mother's wool and the candle.
no,
This time it'll be a bit different.
the tour guide and a helmet.
I don't know, do we wear a helmet today?
Yeah.
Happy? Ready to go?
We're happy. Yeah.
Turn around, David. Could be the last time I see you.
So this cave is called Deep Vault, and down at the bottom there it goes about 30 metres straight down.
Keep going.
It's a bit slippery.
Okay, bud.
The rocks just down from there.
I'll try and watch while I'm filming.
Coliseum cave, because of the great big columns here hanging down. And yeah, we've got a couple of holes in the floor. One of these pits is natural and one of these pits is man-made. Can you tell?
Natural.
That's natural, and this one, pretty obvious with the rope and the ladder. But so yeah, what we got here, on this side, this natural hole, that's like a sinkhole. You can sort of see where the little water channels, the gutters are running to.
It's not too slippery. Look at this though, mate. You got pretty good grip, shoes.
Yeah.
Careful. That one's slippery.
The minerals, the limestone is dissolved in the rock, and then it comes out into the atmosphere again and it starts to crystallise. So there's there's one illuminated just there, and then there's a couple in this cave.
That's good.
Yeah. So from here, this is where our next interesting bit goes. We start going up a bit. So we're going to go, there's a little spot where we've got to wedge our feet through in between a rock. And then we go up a little.
Yep.
I don't think you should have been wearing your boots.
Yeah, again. I know, but what was that helpful?
Yeah. Thumbs up, David, when it comes down. Down it comes. I'm drenched. Okay. Come on down. Lovely.
It's not. It's actually not. Oh, there's another one. This one's a bit higher. Oh yeah. You don't want to slip off this. Don't want to fall off this one. Whoa.
This is the Caves pub. The Caves pub. That's coffee as well. And we need a cold drink after all that caving. Okay. So this was my father's watering hole at Etna Creek.